Welcome to Birdness. Let's go. 1-0. 1-0, baby. 1-0. Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know.
Hey,
Not everybody can say that.
not everybody can say
Everybody
that.
can
Come on
say that.
now.
My favorite thing was I gotta break it open because I'm happy. Yo, I'm so excited. We're gonna talk about it, but my favorite thing was they had a tweet and it was like the Eagles or Saquon Barkley. Did you score a touchdown? Yes, and it was the New York Giants logo. It was like no, because they didn't score the whole week.
I tried to tell you, boy. Didn't I try to tell you? He was trying to doubt it. I told you. This is it. This is that season. That's why they have to go to the Super Bowl this season. They have
Yep.
to.
No, it's
They
Super
have
Bowl or
to.
bust. It's Super
Yeah,
Bowl or bust. It's absolutely
you
Super
got to
Bowl or
strike
bust.
while the iron's
It
hot.
sure
You got to
is.
strike while the
She's
iron's
right.
hot. So,
She's absolutely right. But I'm so happy. I just got to say that I said it last episode. You can backtrack it. I said if I wasn't on this side, then I would say that I want him to blah blah blah. He did it. I said it needs to be a
you
Saquon game.
said you
He
wanted it to be a
dominated
Saquon
it.
game. Yes, he
He
did.
took it
Except
over.
I know you was nervous when you saw that first slip, like that first play where he slipped on that stupid, crappy field, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna
That
be
actually made me
horrible.
feel better, honestly. No, what made me nervous was Hurts. Hurts when he threw that first pick like that, I was like, here we go. Like we're just
Yeah, because that slip,
instantaneous.
it set everything off course. They weren't expecting to have to throw like that. Just ruined everything. That whole
Yeah,
first
Let's
drive
bad field
just ruined
position.
everything.
But I will
let's
say,
let's
Justin,
get
that
into it.
when that happened, I was literally like, "Yo, everything he said is absolutely correct." Like, no preseason snaps, no, you know what I mean, no live bullets. Like that was, and you know what I actually was like, "Dang, maybe he's onto something." Is I listened to Jalen Hurts' interview the week of the game. I got the jitters, the antsiness, so I'm doing my digging and stuff. And he said that they were like, "So what does Kellen Moore sound like in the headset?" He's like, "I don't know." And they're like, "Well, you hear him in practice." He's like, "But I never heard him in a game." And I'm
Right.
like, "Dang,
Exactly.
like." That's exactly what he's
Exactly.
talking about. Like it's just little
Yeah.
things, like little sequences. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have those reps. You know what I mean? You
Right.
don't have that time spent on the field. So that sure
I'm
enough,
glad that like the mishap with Cam happened. I'm glad stuff like that happened so that you can see the well. Let me put it in perspective. We still came out with usually when stuff like that happens, you don't win. But I'm glad that they can see like why it's important to have live snaps. Like you were saying, Daniel, like that you have to have a dress rehearsal. You need to
yeah,
have a dress rehearsal. That's not to say it wouldn't have still happened even if they did, but you going out there like it's to me it takes away from you the fans too because you have to wait like 3 or 4 weeks for your team to get into a rhythm to knock the rust off when they haven't played in the preseason. That's unfair to us. To me,
I will say though, the only reason why I'm still like, let me chill is it's a long season. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
it's
You know what
really
I
not
mean?
that long of
So
a season. It
it
really
is
isn't.
though. It's 17-week regular season, and then if you're lucky, a 3-week postseason. But that's a long time. You know what I mean? So like, and we've been victim to the team that starts off like gangbusters. We get off to, you know what I mean, the hot start. We look really good at the beginning. Not last year, but we've seen teams like that. And then come December, it starts fizzling out. So
No, that was
I
last year. What
say,
do you mean not last year?
well, last year we didn't necessarily have a hot start. Like we were winning games, but there was a lot of, you know what I mean? There was a lot of controversy, and we don't look that good, but we're winning, whatever. But I'm saying we've seen like Chip Kelly when he first got here. We've seen Andy Reid teams that start really hot. They look like Michael Vick when he, you know what I mean? That year that he had his near
No Mike
MVP
Vick
season,
slander.
his comeback player of the year. But I'm just saying, like it's a thing. You know what I mean? So I'd rather. Not that I'm not saying one way or the other, but I'm just saying let's hold our judgment on that. For that game, definitely, Justin, your point was true. But you do owe me. You, the listeners,
I
yeah,
do.
you got to.
I listen. Zach Barnes, just look at me. All right, close up on me. I owe you an apology. I wasn't familiar with your game. I wasn't familiar with your game. I'll admit it. I wasn't familiar with your game, but he was hooping out there. He was hooping out there. Good linebacker play. I love to see it. So I apologize. I was not familiar with your game, sir.
I'm
There you
gonna
go.
go back and get the clip where
he
he's
was
like,
clear.
Vic Fangio. I don't know what this experiment is with.
I don't know what
Look at
that
that
was.
sound like. Is that I was like watching this dude make plays like Justin was just And the funny thing is, Justin, I was like, he kind of looks like you, like that's how you look. Like when you went in beast mode, Joe. Like that's what you used to look like for real. Like just flying to the football. You know what I mean? Just make a play.
Yeah,
Just
find
heat
somebody and hit
seeking,
them. That's how he actually tried to play basketball too. That didn't work out. But
hit
anyway.
somebody. But anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, aside from that, like I said, I thought it was definitely a slow start. Wasn't too keen on that, but my one of my big takeaways was the defense looked good. I was telling mom this when I spoke to her, but like I was really expecting us to look like we're giving up plays, and they might get 3 here and there, but we were flying to the football. That was like my biggest takeaway is like when there's a play and the closing speed from the ball to the person is fast. I can live with all the other stuff. The missed tackles, you know what I mean? The big plays or whatever, we can clean that stuff up. Like obviously if it's week 7
we've
and that's
been
still happening, then we readdress it. But
we've been saying that for a long time about cleaning up the missed tackles. So they better get on that.
yeah. But I'm just saying
But
the
the
big
thing
plays.
about it, it was more of a field thing. I feel like on Friday than it was of like a form
That's
thing,
also true.
because it was like every juke anybody did was like the
And it was on
defender
both
fell.
sides. It was definitely
Yeah.
on both sides. It
So
wasn't
it
just
was like the juke
for us.
move was just out of control because nobody could get any footing. So I think that's the tackling thing is more of a field thing than anything.
The
All
defense
right,
looked
so what
good,
I
yeah.
gotta say about the defense though, I had a text queued up for our group chat on game day, and one thing I might be out on Maddox. Vontae Maddox, like I don't know, I might be out on that guy. He kind of
That's
Oh
stinks.
yeah,
crazy.
He
they
kind of
went at
stinks.
him. They went at him twice. So they seen that he had to hold in the red zone, and they was like, "Oh, go back at him, man." And they went back at him, and it worked. So I'm like, "Yeah, it might be the end of Big Bro's time."
Yeah. But I'll say that, and I want to say that about Zach Bond too, is don't, whatever we say, you got to take that with a grain of salt. Or whatever you feel, you got to take that with a grain of salt. It's a long season.
Overreaction Monday.
Overreaction Monday. Literally
Yeah,
overreaction Monday. So, I
Well,
don't think,
everybody was talking about your boy Q. Everybody was talking about
yeah,
him. They were
that's
saying
what
that
boy
his name.
boy.
Q.
He was
Yeah,
hooping.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did his thing out there.
He
That
did.
boy Q.
And I love it that he still made a mistake. He made a mistake or two, but he was still, for the most part, balling. Like that's. I knew about that kid though. You can tell a lot about a kid by their integrity because everybody was talking about the school
His
that he went
integrity.
to, the college that he went to. They were saying that he chose to go to that school because he had loyalty to those players and that team and all that stuff. And he could have gone to a bigger school, but he didn't. So everybody was like kind of knocking him because his competition was not as high as it could have been had he gone to a bigger college. But I like the fact that, see, when people do stuff like that, like Michael Jordan being on JV, for instance, when you're in a big fish in a small pond, you're gonna you're gonna stand out. You know what I mean? You're not gonna just be like everybody else. You're definitely gonna stand out. So I knew the fact because he stood out at that small school that it was okay, even though he had lesser competition and all that stuff. So I knew this kid was gonna be good when he got there, and I'm so glad that he went out there and he played ball. He played ball. I like that he
Knew
made
he was going to
mistakes
be good. It's
because
crazy.
yeah,
I'm telling
yeah.
you. That's one, it's one game. It's one game. You can go to Atlanta next week and it's all gone.
Yeah, Drake
Well,
London come to
we
town.
play at home next week against Atlanta,
All
and
right.
Atlanta
We
stinks.
can go to the link. They
They
lost to
stink.
the Steelers. They're going to be coming in, but I will say one last piece on the defense for me. I don't know if y'all have anything else that y'all liked, but C.J. Gardner Johnson. Yeah, like what we were saying felt true. Like he was always in the screen. I'll put it that way.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
play that was happening, he might not have been making the tackle. He might have been doing something stupid. He might have been making the play, but he was in the screen. He was vocal. He's outspoken, and I think the defense definitely needs that. You need those characters on the D, even if they're not your quote unquote best players. They inspire your best players to play better. They inspire people to just play ball, man. Like just compete. Just go out there, hustle, hit somebody. Like fly through the football, make a play, and you could tell that it's contagious. So as long as he's out there, and even when he got hurt, it was almost like I won't say the air in the stadium, but like you can sense a little bit. Everyone's a little uneasy, like, oh, make sure he good. You know what I'm saying? So I think his leadership was definitely felt. I think as long as he's healthy, he's a key piece in this defense, and I was really really pleased with what I saw out of him for sure.
I liked Honestly, I think all of our top 11 was excellent. I mean, like, especially even Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are insane. It's like a monstrous duo on the interior. I
Mhm.
mean, it was ridiculous. They were wrecking the game, and that's what you want to see from those guys. That's what we drafted them for. Um, my only gripe with the defense, and it's not the first 11. Don't my only gripe with the defense is when they started putting in that second group of D linemen, the interior D line I was underwhelmed by them. That guy that we just traded for, I forget what his name is, number 59. That guy was getting blown off the screen. I mean, like, good gracious. And moreover, Jomo, he had a couple good plays, but his down to down consistency wasn't great either. So I just want to see more from the depth of the interior D line, which is a fine problem to have. That's a fine problem to have. But like, definitely, if he wants to, if Vic Fangio wants to do that rotation with the D line, like we're known for doing, definitely got to get that depth going because that was I felt like every time they broke off a big run, I'm like, okay, well, what was Jordan Davis doing? Not on the field. Okay. Well, what was Jalen Carter doing? Not on
I
the
don't
field.
think.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So definitely got to get that D line depth going.
And I felt
You're
like
not
there
going.
was too many missed turnover opportunities too. Like N'Kobe Dean had that
Bruh,
pick to the crib and dropped
we
it.
used to
Like
say,
Oh man, that was bad. That was bad.
we used to say that at Del Valle, like, take the money off the table, man. Like,
yeah,
take the money off the table. I don't care if we play defense. If there's money on the table, you're not leaving it there. Take it home with you.
he dropped. That was
But
a
I was
that was
waiting
a
for
straight
somebody to
pick
call
six.
him out. Y'all just going to bag on Dean like that? Dean don't get no love. I was
He
trying to
does
save
get
him for
love.
somebody.
He was hooping.
Oh
That's my
yeah,
All right,
dog.
thank you.
yeah,
Somebody
yeah,
didn't like y'all were
absolutely,
just. That's the first
absolutely.
time you brought up N'Kobe D. That's why I'm saying that. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I would
Nah,
think
Kobe
he,
was hooping.
yeah, he was.
He was
That's
Yo,
the
balling.
first.
That the
that was
hit he
another.
had.
He's included in that. But and then Slay, he forced a fumble, and we didn't recover it. That
We
kind
didn't
of ticked me
recover.
off. Yeah.
Yeah,
So and Slay,
yeah.
not to
I will
mention
say though,
Slay was locking down his part of the field. Like Slay still has it.
Slay
I
can
love
ball.
Big Slay. I
he's a
I love
he's.
Big.
Slay
But I'm
can ball.
telling you, even in like Dean, I won't say Slay. Slay's a hooper either way, but like. Even DeJean had a little bit. Did you see the clip of him talking smack?
Yes,
He was
yes, run it up. I
everybody's been
love
like
it.
that. I'm
See,
telling
that
you,
is
yo,
what
like the
I'm used
energy.
to. That's
Yeah,
2004
that was
Philadelphia Eagles. Be
that
dogs.
was
That's
That's
yeah.
and
what I'm
and
talking about.
that's what I was talking about too. Like any good Eagles team has a dominant defense. Like
Mhm.
that's what we do.
And that's why I
Offense is fun to
love Vic
watch, but we
Fangio.
have dominant defenses, and that is what makes the Eagles fun to watch to me. I love watching the defense just lock it down.
Mhm.
Yeah, Vic
For
Fangio
sure.
definitely brings that old school feel. That
One game.
old school. But it doesn't matter. Like you get a feel
That's
for
how it
it in
felt.
one game. Like
Yeah,
you're only as good as your last
I
game. That's all we have
I
to
that's
do.
agree.
how it
I'm
felt.
just saying it's one game.
It's
You
one
could say
game for
broad.
sure.
You
That's
could
how
say,
it feels.
but um, yeah. I mean, I guess transitions to offense on the Packers side. Why did Jacobs look? He didn't look so good. I feel like we were
Because
Well,
you
talking
guys
let's
are
about.
start with
scared of
that.
him.
Because as soon as you say something bad about somebody on another team, they start going crazy. As soon as you sent that text, he started going crazy, running wild. I don't want to hear none
He
of
picked
that.
it up. He's a workhorse back for sure, but
He
I
is
don't
a
know, man.
workhorse.
They look like they have some depth to me. Like that dude Wilson. I know you've noticed that. Like when he came in, I was like, yo, who is this 31 ripping all runs
Exactly.
like this right
Until he
now?
got smacked by who? He
Yeah,
got
he got
smacked,
put.
and then that ended all that. That's why the defense is important. He got his ass smacked.
And you know who else got put too? Gotta talk
Uh,
about it. We can't let that one go. That's one of them, but you gotta you gotta
who?
air that out.
He's talking about
Who?
AJ
AJ.
Brown, boy.
Oh yeah,
AJ.
AJ
AJ
Brown got.
got walked on by a
I was like, I don't think
rookie.
I've ever seen that. I don't think I've
By a
ever seen him get
rookie.
pancaked, yo. That was crazy.
Yeah,
And it
he put
wasn't
him in
like
a
a
body
blind
bag.
side. It wasn't like a crackback block. None of
AJ
that.
was
It was
going
like,
at you.
yeah. It was like, you see me coming? Yeah. And like, then they said dude's height, weight. They were like, he's only 5'11", 195. I was like, dang, he just put
Yeah,
him
He
like
Bullard.
laid
that?
it.
Like,
Bullard
Yeah.
is that boy, but yeah,
I didn't know Bullet was like that, yo. Like,
he's that boy.
I did not know that. I heard some other dudes, but yeah, I mean, aside from that offense, how'd y'all feel? Oh, my
Give.
first thing, gotta say it. Smitty is a dog, yo. That dude
Oh yeah.
cannot be let out of Philadelphia.
Yes.
He's
He is
got
a
to retire
silent
people.
beast.
Now, what did I say?
There's no other way around it.
Yes, you said he's
There's no other
beast
way
player
around it.
too, but I mean that kid.
Player
Oh my
B.
god.
But player
Yeah.
B is the player that you would die for, bro. Player B is
No,
somebody
because
that you
he's
would
so
die for.
silent though. That's what
I
it
see what he's
like. He's
saying
just
though, but it's
silent.
like if we feel this way about Smitty, like we watched AJ Brown crib a 70-yarder, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But we still came on here and we're like Smitty, bro. Like so, imagine how the players feel. Like they're
That's
just
what I
third
have.
down and
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
So I feel what he's saying. I
That's
feel
what I
what you're
have it.
saying for
I have
sure.
it out in my notes. Like Smitty is a silent beast. Like
He's a dog,
he
yo,
caught
and
7 of his 8 targets. That's him. Like that dude
And
is a beast.
I know you watched the game back, Mom. I want to know if you noticed this. Daniel, I don't know. But I noticed it on the live. I noticed it live when we had one of them big third downs. They had a timeout or something like that, and they showed them on the sideline. And you see Devontae Smith walk up to Hurts, and he says something. I didn't make out what he said, but I assumed it meant when I was watching it live, give me the ball. Give me the ball. I
Don't
don't
forget
care what
about
they
me,
do. Give
right?
me the ball. And Hurts was like, "You sure?" He looked at him. He's like, "You sure?" He's like, "Give me the ball." He said, "Yes."
it's
And sure enough, it was 2 defenders on him. Hurts rifled it in there, and Smitty caught it, took
that's
the hit
tough.
and everything. First down.
That's what's
I'm
up.
Yeah,
like, yes.
That's what's up.
I gotta replay. I gotta run that back because I would love something like that, yo. It was fourth. What quarter was it? You remember?
It was the. I'm gonna describe the play to you, and you can try and remember when that was. It was a third down, and it might have been a fourth down actually. And Smitty ran like a slant stop, so he like sat in the zone, and then there was 2 defenders closing in on him, and Hurts fit the ball in there, and he got hit, but he still got the first down.
I want to say that was second quarter. I want to say that was early, bro. But I don't know. I gotta look at it. But I know. I think I know the play you're talking about. It felt like it was a hurry up situation. Like we needed it. Like we went for it. I think you're right. It was a fourth down, and we went for it. So
Because
I
everybody was
think you're.
focused on Saquon and AJ that they forgot about Smitty. They forgot about him. Woo!
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say I meant to bring this up earlier, but you were talking about Hurts.
Yeah, he's on scrub watch.
No,
He's on scrub
I'm
watch.
not even. I don't
Definitely,
even care about that. What I
definitely
care
kill
about
that. Then.
is
Don't be
He's on
like
scrub
everybody
watch.
else. Kill that.
I am. He's
Kill
on
that.
scrub watch. But
Don't
anyway,
be
I
like
thought we was
everybody
gonna
enough a
save
bad
that.
taste in my mouth, man. I had a touchdown parlay. It was 4 people. It was Isaiah Pacheco, Jalen Hurts, Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson. $100 to win 2 bands. That tush push play, I watched it happen. I was like, bro, if I lose this off that, I'm gonna be sick.
That wasn't his fault.
Yes, it was his fault.
Wasn't his fault.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Jalen Hurts. Everything that went wrong with the Eagles offense on Friday somehow had Jalen Hurts attached to it. It's not like people were dropping passes. It's not like anybody was missing blocks. It's not like anybody wasn't running the right route. Everything bad that happened with the Eagles offense had Jalen Hurts attached to it. That's unacceptable. That's
Except for
No
absolutely
lies were
the
told.
unacceptable.
No
early
lies were
snap
told.
from Cam. No, not his fault. Nope.
Why is the cadence messed up? Why is he snapping it early? That's on you as the quarterback. If there's a bad quarterback to center exchange, it's on the
I mean,
quarterback.
if
It's
that's
the
the case, then you
quarterback's
can
fault.
put everything on the quarter. That makes no sense. Your point.
That's how it works.
Okay, then your point makes no sense then. So any
How?
other time, everything that goes wrong with the offense is the quarterback's fault. It doesn't
No,
matter.
it's not. That's not. No, if receivers drop the ball or if somebody fumbles the ball, that's not the quarterback. That's not on the quarterback. If the offensive line just lets people run past them, that's not on the quarterback.
I
He
saw
was
Lane
throwing the
Johnson miss the
ball to
block.
people in green jerseys that he shouldn't have been throwing the ball to
I,
repeatedly,
I,
over and over
I thought.
again.
Listen,
And
what I'll tell you about Jalen Hurts. Listen, I'm out on the QB option. Honestly, I'm out on that.
And
I'm out.
no. Let me finish the point, though. Let me finish my point. That tush push that Daniel is talking about is a prime example of how that game was for Jalen Hurts. All you have to do is take the snap clean and get your fat butt in the end zone. And what does this bum do like he's been doing all game? How do you drop the ball on a tush push? When do you ever do that? All you have to do is take the snap and they'll push you in.
Hey, just like
And
you're
he's
being
going
a
to
little
drop the
too hard
ball
on
on
him.
the 1 yard line? on third down?
You're being too hard
For
on him.
real.
Stop it.
Scrub watch.
I can't.
Scrub watch.
I
And
can't.
I spent all
And
off
see, when
season,
you do stuff
last
like that,
episode, I spent all off season caping for this dude, standing up for this dude, and you want to come out there and lay a stinker like that and try
it
and lose
wasn't
the
a
game
stinker
by
though.
yourself for the
Bang.
team? No.
Justin, what did he
Scrub
do
watch.
good? What did he do good?
Scrub watch.
What did he
What
do
did he
good?
do well? What did he do
What did
well?
he do
What
well?
did he do well? I don't know. I don't
Well,
know.
you
He
should look
didn't do
that up
everything
because
wrong.
he did not.
No, he did
He
some
made some
things.
mistakes and he made some good throws. That throw to Saquon was
What
on
I'll
point.
say,
That
that's what
throw
I'm
to
saying. What I'll
AJ was
say
on
about
point.
Hurts is he's accurate, yo. He's accurate with the football. He makes bad decisions, but he doesn't make bad throws. And that, you know what I'm saying? That's teachable. So to me, like that, I'll say that that's a positive that I noticed. I wanted to get that off. Is he was
That
dotting them, yo. Even
that
on that Devontae Smith though you're talking about, Justin, that was a dot, yo. Like he kind
It
of
was a
wrestled
great
that dude in
throw.
there.
He made great plays, but it's just like he had to make it so much harder on himself
You know what
because
I
he
think it
kept
was?
messing
You know what
up.
I and I'll say this is I don't know how many people noticed this. I noticed Twitter was outraged because he had no rushing yards. He had like 20 something rushing yards or something like that, and he had
Yeah.
100 the last time he played the Packers. They spied him, like they made him the focal point of the offense. So to me, it's like I feel what you're saying with the scrub watch thing, but I almost think the culmination of everything, right? The increased responsibility, the pressure of the money, the bad fields, the start. You know what I mean? It all kind
and
of
he's got
like.
somebody in his ear saying, "Don't. This field is bad. Don't cut." Even Saquon wouldn't cut. When Saquon ran into the back of that one defender, he could have cut the other way. That could have been a touchdown. But that
And
field was
then
horrible.
you couple that or you complement with the fact that he was the game plan. You could tell the defensive coordinator was like,
Yeah.
take Hurts away. He cannot run, make him
Yeah.
uncomfortable, pressure him, blitz him, make him uncomfortable. If A.J. Brown beats us one-on-one, he beats us. If Devontae Smith and such. And that's why Saquon had 3 tutties. So for Hurts, I feel what you're saying. Justin Wick, Xbox record that. That was like,
That's
but I will say that. Like, I was definitely not too thrilled with Hurts' performance, but my takeaways were he's accurate with the football. He found a way to get it done. He has a knack for doing that. We just gotta hope the wheels don't fall off. But you gotta say he's a winner, bro. Because when we had Sam Bradford as our starting quarterback, there was nothing worse than watching the Eagles be in these hard-fought games down to the wire, and this dude throws a pick. We lose the game. I hate that. Hurts, more times than not, he finds a way to win. Like, when we were on our losing streak, it was bad, but when he's on, he's on. So,
I
And do
give
you
him
think we
agree
could
with
have won
that.
that game with Kenny Pickett, Justin?
Was that?
Could we have won that game with Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
That's when
Real
you're
quick.
on scrub watch. Nah, we didn't have a scrub game. He had
Yeah, he's
some
not on
bad
scrub watch.
decisions. He's not on
Scrub
scrub watch,
watch.
but
Scrub watch.
he better learn to trust his running back, like we discussed in the group chat. And he's got to stop trying to play hero ball all the time. Like, he's got so many weapons. They spent so much money on getting him all these weapons. He's got to trust his weapons, and more than just AJ and Smitty. He's got to use what he doesn't have to run. He doesn't need to run, and especially if he's scared of getting hurt, like he probably has somebody in his ear saying, don't get down, get down, get down. So, like, just don't run. Don't be a running quarter. You don't need to. He can
Nah.
throw.
He don't got nobody in his ear. It wasn't nobody in his ear when he ran 2 people over for a first down. So I think it was more of a field thing. I don't think the field was good for him. I don't think he liked running on that field, to be honest with you. That's why he looked like that running the ball. And like Daniel said, he was
The
really
other
the
thing I
main
noticed too
focus.
was yeah, they did shut down his running game. Like, they weren't letting him. He had nowhere to go ever.
It
Like,
was a
they were
make penny
ready
field.
for
I'm
that.
telling you, the game plan was flush to the quarterback, which is a good game plan, honestly. But
Yeah. But he was
I
much
give him a
better
little
against
bit
the
of a pass.
blitz. He was much
Yeah.
But
better
like,
against the blitz, and
He's accurate, yo. I didn't see any errant throws. I saw mistakes, but I didn't see like what was that? I didn't see like we did see what was that, but we didn't see like where was he throwing that? You know what I mean? It was just like, bro, what are you doing? So
well, that one
I
AJ
think
slipped. But anyway, I won't make excuses for him because I felt like he was making, but he was taking too long to make some decisions. Like, And the hero ball, we don't got time for that. Not in Philadelphia. None of the fans have time for that hero ball. Like, just you do what you do. Like, don't try and do the most. Like James Harden, just play ball. Don't
Random
try to do
James
the most.
Harden sweat. It's
Yes, that's
crazy.
what I couldn't stand about him. He always tries to do the most. Too
You
much
thought
dribbling.
you were gonna listen. You thought you were gonna listen to this podcast without hearing James Harden's name. You were wrong. You were incorrect.
You thought
Be
wrong.
quiet, Gus.
We found a way.
But yeah,
Oh my
that
god.
that good game. Oh well, what do y'all? What was your overall like sense afterwards? After the
I,
first hour of we're the best team ever.
yeah, no, seriously, I'm so happy. I was so pleased with everything except Jalen and our backup defensive tackles. I was pleased with everything else. I mean, like it was really, and there was that first game rush to it. Like, don't get me wrong, but you could still just the energy of it, the
Even
vibe of it.
So
even Kenny
Jalen don't get
Gainwell,
first
man.
game rust.
Yo, I've never seen Kenneth Gainwell break a tackle. I'll go on
Never
record on the air and say
make
I've
somebody
never seen that man
miss.
break a tackle before Friday night. Now all of a sudden he turns into prime LT. And yo, that's the
Look,
Saquon effect. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna stay on this side. I'm gonna let it rock. But that's what I wanted to see is everybody around him plays better because he's doing that. Shipley is beasting in preseason. Yo, he runs kind of hard. Kenneth Gainwell breaks a tackle for the first time in his career, right? And it's because the running back room is better as a result of a leader being in it and a talented player being in it that works hard. So the
absolutely,
sky is really the limit, yo. I'm like,
absolutely. Did y'all
I'm
see
not
that
gonna
one
say it,
play
but
with the
y'all know.
intentional grounding when they thought it was a fumble, they scooped it up and the dude was running. Saquon took off down the field to hawk the dude to make sure he did not
I
score.
didn't
I
see
was
it.
like,
I saw that
yo.
Saquon went crazy. That's what playing for a winning football team makes you want to do, though. Like he's probably done played on some of these booty Giants teams. Like he's probably like, all right, no, he's not about to score on us. Like no.
No.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man. He's quickly becoming my new favorite Eagle.
Nah, it's
Saquon.
one game. You gotta
No,
come on.
I loved him before the game. I got his jersey. I love Saquon. Like I like him as I like his character. I like him. I like his interviews. I like Saquon. And now that
And
he's on this team, he
I
brings
saw clips of him on what's it called? What's the Kelsey one called? High Mile or
New
something?
heights.
What is
new
it called?
heights, new
New
heights.
Oh,
heights.
New Heights, New Heights. Yeah, I saw the clips, and I feel what you're saying now. Like the way he was describing stuff, he's a genuine person. I think that's why you like
Yeah,
him. Like
yeah.
he's authentic. He's got a genuine whatever. But yeah, I think good game overall. What do y'all think about next week? So Eagles go home next week, back to the link, opening game. They play the Atlanta Falcons, who are coming off a crushing defeat to Mike Tomlin, Justin Fields, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, what do y'all think? Is it a blowout victory? Is there anyone you're scared of? What's the scouting report?
Yeah. You want to go first, Maya? It sounded like you had
No,
something
go
to say.
ahead. No, go ahead.
Um. Yeah, with that one, I ain't gonna lie, I'm falling into the overreaction Monday with the Falcons. They might not be as nice as we thought they were. I don't know. Nah, but for real, I just don't feel like I feel like the Falcons have good players. I just don't think any of their good players are better than our good players.
Monday night,
Um,
I'll add Monday night game at the
yeah,
lake.
Monday night
Another
game,
night,
prime
another night
time
game,
on
another
Doesn't
our
look
prime
good for
time
them.
marquee.
game.
We
Doesn't.
got coming off the rest. We're getting a lot of rest going into this game because we played on a Friday. But yeah, I just don't think the Falcons have the firepower for us. And I really, your draft pick Daniel Bijan Robinson. I don't even think he's all that.
That's crazy.
No, I don't think he's all that for real.
That's crazy. That
He's not
bro.
the
You
best running
keep.
back on that team to me.
I'm gonna build a library on these little clips, bro. Because that was. And all right, I'll take my flowers, or my whatever you want to call it, thorns. Xavier Worthy did his thing. I gotta shout him out. He did his thing. I still think it's a little bit of the Jacoby Jones effect, week one, but to come out and score 2 touchdowns in your NFL debut is dope, regardless. I don't care if it was a fluke, none of that. If you score 2 touchdowns first game, first time you step on the field, you get props. So we'll see what happens. But I gotta get that dude his flowers.
But yeah, you
But
man, Bijan, he don't scare me. Bijan Robinson don't
tripping.
scare me.
Bijan Robinson is nice, but I feel what you're saying though. I think honestly, what I think it is Kirk. I don't think Kirk is
He stinks.
100% healthy. He
You
doesn't
don't think
stink,
so?
Mom. I don't think he's 100% healthy. I think he's still adjusting to the system. Mike Tomlin had a good game plan. He's a good defensive coach. I didn't really get to watch
So
the
was
game.
Big
I'm going to look
Fangio.
into it, but I don't think. I think Kirk in his perfect form doesn't look that bad. I don't see him coming to the link on a Monday night and really giving us trouble. So I think Justin's right. I think Eagles handled him. That's like my initial indication. Bijan is going to score a touchdown. He's nice. I'm not just saying that I drafted him in fantasy. He's actually nice.
He's not great.
But I mean, aside from that, yeah, I don't. Darnell Mooney, Drake London, those guys don't scare me. They don't scare me. So
I would have won my fantasy game this week if Justin didn't steal Saquon from me. Thieving little
we all
heathen.
would have. We all would have with Saquon this week.
Told
But
you.
it's only week one.
But
What do
You
you
anywho,
didn't
think,
tell
Bob?
me
What do you think
nothing.
about
Boy,
the
I
Falcons?
told you. You was the one sleeping on him.
I wouldn't. I told you I was drafting him. He's the number one player on my board.
You
Drafted.
did say that. But what do you think about the Falcons, Mom? What do you're 2-0 too? Easy 2-0?
No game is easy. Everybody's an NFL professional football player. No game. We can't go into any game thinking this is going to be an easy game. No. But I do think our team is better than theirs. And it's at the link. It's the first home game. People are hungry for that first home game. Like the crowd is going to be electric. This is Saquon's first game at the link. This is going to be. We might annihilate these guys. We might. Yeah. So I think Atlanta. They're a good team, but they're not gonna beat us at home on Monday Night Football. Not
No game is an easy game. They don't want to hear that. They want to hear we're gonna put the smack down on the boys.
Dude, cue the music.
42-0.
42-17. 45-17 because Jake LeMay got to get a field goal in there.
I
I
can't
will say
believe we gotta
though,
wait all the way till next Monday for the game though. Like
I'm
one
fine with
thing
that.
about Atlanta's team that does make me a little bit nervous, that I've noticed a little bit of a pattern with Jalen. They have two really good safeties. So Jesse Bates, Justin Simmons, two ball hawking safeties in their defense, and AJ Terrell at corner is pretty good himself. So I just don't like a good safety going against Jalen because you know Xavier McKinney be putting Jalen Hurts in jail when he plays again. Like he had a pick on Friday, and he used to pick him off when he was on the Giants. So like them good safeties, I've noticed when Hurts plays against talented safeties like that, he
Hurts is gonna get it together.
he's bound to make a mistake or two.
They
He's
got a
gonna
fast defense. Very fast defense. I'll say that. They've always been quick. The East West doesn't really work with them. So you need playmakers. But I think we're good. We'll see though. I mean, yeah, it should be a good one. It might just be overreaction Monday. But that's the next game. So what do y'all think the expectations for the Birds are after week one? So if we go, let's say home opener Monday night, we come out, we lay a goose egg. Let's just play devil's advocate. We lose 28-13, whatever. Then
Eagles
what?
always.
Well, that's a lot more of a concern because it depends on what's going wrong. If it's what was consistent with last game, then we have a problem, right? Like if we put up 13 points, I don't care what happens. It's probably because our quarterback's not playing too well. So now we have a problem if we're going 2 weeks and one of them cost us a game that our quarterback's not playing well. Now if the defense all of a sudden just looks like Swiss cheese and they put up a bunch of points on us and it's just a back and forth game like that, I don't know what to make of that. Now we got to fall somewhere in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we get right? Can we make those adjustments? Me personally, I would bet on Fangio to make adjustments. I would bet on Kellen Moore to make adjustments. I think they're two good football minds. So it just depends on whether that problem with the quarterback is consistent to me. If it's a consistent, like we have to overcome our quarterback to win, then I don't have a good feeling. But if we play the ball that we're supposed to play, or if other things go wrong that weren't necessarily going wrong last week, then you kind of got to land somewhere in the middle. You got to come back down.
Yep. And what about season expectations?
Season expectation, we got to be one of the ones, one of the top 4 teams in the league, like in the championship game. Is us saying, well, we got to see the Niners play tonight. Um, Dallas still looks like Dallas, but we got to see the Niners play tonight. But the Lions look pretty good.
I mean, Dallas, like, yeah, that I'm good on Dallas.
Listen,
Like,
Don't
listen. You can say
there's
what you want about
don't
Cleveland.
do this.
When's the
Don't do
last time we beat up on a team like that? When's the
don't
last
do
time we
that.
beat a team by that many points?
Don't do that.
It was
Don't do
Cleveland.
that.
Just they stink. Deshaun Watson stinks, and I can say
Yo,
that
did
He's
about
a
you
him.
see
He
the
stinks.
clip?
First of all,
That's scrub
Cleveland made the
watch.
playoffs last year and had the best.
That's without Deshaun Watson. That is scrub watch. Yo, did you see the clip of him trying to help up his O lineman and he was snubbed him?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
because
Bro,
he stinks.
that was I was like, because I've been a Deshaun Watson fan since Clemson, Dable Swinney days. That was different. I've never seen anything like that. That's supposed to be your captain, your leader.
Like I don't
Even if it's
know.
just your teammate helping you up, you really bro, get off me. That's
He's
not a good
frustrated.
sign.
Yeah, no, that's not a
That
good
guy's
sign.
scrub
Like
watch.
that's why his character. That's see what I'm talking about when you can tell a lot by a dude's character. Stuff like that.
You said
That
integrity,
I
but
said character and integrity. Play it
Yeah,
back.
but what's going around in the news, he don't got too much integrity,
too
but
much of
that's
either of
a
that.
that's
But then he
another
dropped
day.
it on the interview. He's like, "My dad died that Friday." So I don't know. We'll see. But
Look,
I don't know, bro. Like you can't be getting thrashed. If it's like gonna
then
get
take
that
then
bad, then
don't
just go take
play.
your time.
If
Take your
Cle-
time.
it yeah,
Mental
don't
health.
play.
Let me
Don't
just
play.
say, Cleveland was a playoff team last year with the best defense in the league, and we didn't beat up on nobody like that. We didn't beat up on the Jets like that. We didn't beat up on anybody like that.
And
So I
you
just
know who the Dallas Cowboys are? The Dallas Cowboys are the New York Yankees of football.
here
They
you
are going
go.
to look amazing when they look good at their peak. They're going to look terrible at their floor. But when the going gets tough, when it's the push comes to shove, when it's time to show up, put up or shut up, they stink. So that's fine. They can beat up on Deshaun Watson and the Browns. I feel bad for Cleveland fans. I'm sorry y'all had to go through that, but I'm not worried about Deshaun. I honestly think that might be the preview for the NFC Championship that we just saw week 1. I wouldn't. I know people are gonna write off the Packers because Love, sustained his injury. They didn't look too sharp, but it goes both ways. That's a young football team. You know what I'm saying? And they took us to the wire. They're gonna get better. They're gonna come back and get. You know what I mean? They're gonna be playing their ball at the end of the year when it gets cold. So I think that might be the. I think we got to see what they got to say. Detroit. And then obviously San Fran. We'll see what's good tonight with San Fran.
I'm more
CMC's
interested in
out.
seeing the Jets than I am interested in seeing San Fran. But
But if the
yeah.
Jets win,
Mhm.
hey, bro.
Let's see. Let's see what
We
A-Rod
gonna
got.
see. But yeah,
I
I
think
think
But
NFC
speaking
looks
of,
good. But NFC looks good. But we need to be in the NFC Championship because I think it's only about
Super Bowl.
who who in the
That's
NFC
it.
is really touching us for
That's what I'm
real.
saying. This is it, bro. Like this has to be it. And you can tell. I say all this because I preface what my inclination is you can always tell by the first week because you're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna have adversity. The wheels might fall off, but you can tell if you have a special team off rip. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that was a special win. Like that was one of them ones. It was like, yo, we're nice, bro. Like when we put it, if we, you know what I mean, if things click the way they're supposed
because
to
you gotta
click,
think,
can't
yes,
nobody mess with us.
you gotta think that was the
So
first game, no preseason. The field was crappy. They were over 10 hours away in Brazil. No home field advantage. Like there was a lot of stuff that could have gone wrong with that game. A lot of stuff. There was
yeah,
way more Packer fans than there were Eagles fans there.
I don't know about that.
My
I
main
do.
thing, I wish we would have done this show last year just to hear the difference in the tone of our voice because I feel like the same thing I said about when's the last time we beat up a team like whatever. When's the last time that we walked out of a game like I don't think anybody's better than us. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember last year I was like I still don't want to play San Fran. Dallas still scares me. Ooh, Lions look kind of good. This year I'm like I don't think anybody in the NFC is really touching us. Now, Kansas City's always going to scare me, but I
As
don't
they
think
should.
anybody in the NFC is really messing with us for real. Like I don't know. That's just me.
Well, we
I
got
don't
to
think
see
so
what.
either. What's San Fran has? Yeah, we gotta see what San Fran has in store for sure. But I think so. What about you, Ma? You didn't give your Com- are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What do you? What is your season expectation? And
Oh, I'm sticking with my 14, my 14 wins. I'm
oh
sticking
yeah,
with
you
that.
were the one that went on air and said some crazy stuff.
Yeah. That was my bold prediction.
That was your bold prediction.
But yeah, I'm sticking with the 14 games. So listen, I can't lie. I can't even front. Like watching the game on Friday, I was anxious. Like I was, just adrenaline pumping, ready for this game, nervous for Jalen. I knew like how I felt has to be half of what the team felt after coming off that stink from last season, and knowing that losing this game would just perpetuate all that stuff that they ended with last season. So winning was important for them. So I just felt so nervous and like I just wanted them to play well. And when that first snap happened and they tried to hand off to Saquon, he slipped like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, please don't let this be happening. But as the game progressed, and there were still some sloppiness, there were still some questions about it, but I am happy with the defense. I like the way the defense looks. The offense, we have way too much talent on offense, including Jalen, Mr. Scrub Watch, to not be
Scrub
Super Bowl or
watch.
bust,
Xbox
not
records
be,
that.
not be Super Bowl or
Scrub
bust this
watch.
season. That's all I gotta say. He didn't have an A plus game, but I would give him a strong C plus, B minus,
C
like
minus.
B minus.
C minus.
You said D minus?
C minus.
See, I said C plus, C plus, B minus. But
B minus.
C minus, you're saying? But that
Maybe without the second pick, I'll give him a B minus.
I mean, he
The
could have had
second
more.
pick.
Like, I mean, he's lucky his teammates did what they did. They turned into defenders and kept it. But I think he was player pleasing. Like AJ, that one pick he threw in the end zone, AJ put his arm up and was like, "Throw it to me," and then he slipped. Like, stuff is going to happen. And people say, "No, he shouldn't be trying to throw across his body." And he makes that play all the time. 9 times out of 10, he makes that play. He makes that play on a good field. If
What,
AJ
throwing
doesn't
across
slip,
his body?
yes. He's made
Show it
that
to me.
play before, Josh.
Show it to me.
Okay, next time. We'll have to do highlights next time. Go
Show it
to
to me.
the board.
Never has he made that play.
Yeah. Now the only thing
Not one
I don't
time.
like the rolling out to the right. You guys were right about the rolling to the right thing all the time, so he runs out of real estate. Like he's got to trust his pass protection. He's got to trust his pocket more, um, and kind of step up because even with the read option when he would keep it when he shouldn't keep it. Like you have a weapon in Saquon, like they were ready for him. He had nowhere to go. Like I don't. I know they want to keep because they had so much success the Super Bowl year with the
Guy, you gotta
RPO,
keep it. But
but
you gotta recognize when it's not working, when it's game planned out, when it's phased out. But
I
it's
mean
an element of his game. You have to.
you have to
It's
read.
it's.
Like I don't think he doesn't know how to read defenses, but I think he tries to play hero ball when he keeps it. Like give it to your running back most of the time. He keeps it most of the time, and they're ready for him.
Mhm.
What is the
Yeah.
point of having an RPO if you're not actually going to read the defense? You're just going to keep it. Like he has to make that a better read there. He does. But
Yeah.
that's so I'm optimistic. I said all that to say I am optimistic. Went into it very nervous, very anxious, adrenaline going. I came out of it. Of course, we got the W. That was the first thing, but also looking ahead, I want to see more. I didn't come out of it saying, "Oh God, how am I going to watch this team all season long?" You know what I mean? Like I came out of it, and there was never a point in time when I was watching the game that I felt like we were going to lose, especially with that defense when he turned it over 2 times in the beginning and they only held him to a field goal twice. So that saved us. The defense really saved us because that could have very easily have been a 21-point game. You know, very early. It could have gotten out of hand. So
That's true. That's definitely a true point. I was definitely nervous in the first half. I think by the second half, I'm with you. I never thought we were going to lose in the second half. But there was a point where I was like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's good with it. But we'll see, man. Hopefully, this is the first of a special season. Anything else that you have? You have any gossip for us, Mom? Anything on the radio they're talking about crazy or
oh yeah.
an
So
interview or anything?
the dynamite gossip for today. That's what I meant to say. So speaking of the Jordan Love injury and Jalen Carter, so apparently the Green Bay Packer fans were feeling like that play on Jordan Love was a dirty play by Jalen Carter. And he's on there on Twitter. He posted on Twitter some of the hate tweets that he was getting from people. I hope you die, you stupid N word, all this hate. Like, people are just crazy. Like, first of all, it was a football play. Like, the guy wasn't clearly not trying to hurt him, and but people that do stuff like that are just POSs, in my opinion. Just ridiculous.
Welcome to the world of the internet. Everybody tough and they got a screen behind their face.
For sure.
I
Twitter
don't know if you guys
fingers.
saw
That's
that.
all
I
that
know
is.
Justin. I know you saw it, Just, but I don't know if you saw it, Daniel, on Twitter.
I didn't hear anything about that, no. But I think, like, anytime that it's on social media, people are going to, there's always going to be, you know what I mean, some people that are just hating. Those are just them Call of Duty kids. That's what we grew up with, on Xbox.
There was some one lady that used the N word, so everybody was like, let's find her and get her fired from her job because this is uncalled for. Let's get this. Let's find out who this chick was. A lot of them were trolls, But I mean, the kid. How old is this kid? He's like 20, 23, 24 years. Like, stop it. Nobody's doing that stuff on purpose. Like, relax. This nonsense.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the gossip. That was my gossip. There was plenty more.
Boo gossip. Boo. Yawn.
Justin was on it.
I was trying to have 4 thumbs. So I can give you 4 thumbs.
And people are out on the tush push too, by the way. They're out on that. They're like, they know, they think
irresponsible.
They think Nick Sirianni just wanted to pull it along because that's the last of his playbook. And, he gave up his playbook to Kellen Moore and he wanted to pull it along because that was his genius thing. But they're like, no more tush push. We're out on it.
What do you mean no more tush push? I can't stand when people be so ignorant like that. When people are so ignorant. I'm so sorry. I got my non-podcast voice on. They got me frustrated. But, I mean, come on, man. Like, that is just ridiculous. Like,
that is ridiculous. That's Overreaction Monday in a nutshell.
Yeah.
That's
no
the
more
title of this
push.
episode.
People don't even know what
Monday,
they wish for. That's like when they were saying... That's like when they were saying last year that we need to trade A.J. Brown because he's a cancer. Mm-hmm. And then you just take a look at this guy catch the ball and, like, outrun 3 people in the way of the end zone for a 70-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
That core, bro, they need to retire Eagles. A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith. They need to be Eagles for life. There's no... Yes, all 3 of them. Stop hating. That's... Yo, you gotta shut up.
I'm frustrated. I'm just frustrated. I explained it. I expressed it. I'm just frustrated. I spent all this time standing up for this dude, and he want to go out and try to lose the game for it.
He'll get it together. He'll get it together.
He got you. You're going to be proud of... By the end, you're going to be proud of him. By the end of the season, you're going to be proud of him.
Nobody stood up for him like me. Since 2020.
Besides
since
me
his rookie year.
And OG Wade.
He didn't lose. Like, if he had lost, I feel you 100%. Scrub watch. You don't care. But he won the game, bro. Like, when his bad games are still dubs, you gotta let bro rock. Like, because if that was the NFC shit, none of that would matter.
And they put up, 34 points? They put up 34
none of that would
points.
Matter. Yeah, exactly. None of that would matter. So as long as just win, bro. As long as you win. If now you playing bad, we lose. Then scrub watch. But as long as you win,
a win is a win, Justin.
Eagle, man.
Is a win.
Scrub watch.
Yeah.
But on that note, that's the Overreaction Monday, week 1. Thank you guys all. As you can see, we have a lot of passion about this. So hopefully, again, this was the first of many special post-game rants and conversations to come. So we're just a family that loves the birds. Thank you for tuning into the Bird's Nest. We out.